All right, well, good afternoon. I want to take a couple minutes and talk to the folks who are joining the organization, or if you've been with the organization a little while and haven't had the opportunity to meet you or introduce you to Mohawk. That's the purpose of this conversation. So I work with some excellent professionals here in the office. It's myself, I'm the president of Mohawk Labor Services. I have Andrea Fitzpatrick and Brian Graham, who are operations manager and do most of the staffing, onboarding, recruiting, all of those things. We have Tony Wyatt out there in Oklahoma that helps us vet new employees and potential new employees, helps us with making sure we get people in the right classes and appropriately onboarded. We have Lisa Russo in the payroll group, so she flawlessly manages all those complexities with having up to 300 guys out there and making sure they get paid right every time, whether it's travel or whatever else. And then we have Kathy Farley, who assists with that on the side of some of our folks who've been tenured quite a while. And then we also have in the field Roger Cates and Tristan Brooks, and both of those are part of a group that we've recently brought on to do millwright development. So working on helping people improve their skills, making sure people are moving up in the organization, getting the attention they need when it comes to training, all of those things. So thank you to all those guys. We are only here to support you. You're out there in the field, you have a lot of things to worry about and be concerned about, whether it's your home, your finances, or the work that's in front of you. We want to make sure that the administration side of things is smooth and something you should not have to worry about. The other thing we are very keen upon is making sure that you feel supported, whether you're on the road getting to a job, coming home from a job, whatever it is. We are here to support you 100% every day, all day long. We are here. So you know how to get a hold of us, hopefully by now. We try to communicate in many different ways. WhatsApp is our primary way just because it's very flexible. Everybody's got it, it's universal. We can share files, we can put groups together. It is very flexible and adaptable to what we do. Additionally, we all have cell phones and you can all send us emails. There are many ways to get a hold of us. So anytime you need help or have a question, call us. That being said, most important is welcome to the team. Bienvenidos. So we are truly appreciative that you've chosen to join Mohawk Labor Services. We understand you have a choice. You can go work. People with a good skill set are always busy. They can always find work. If you're a hard worker, you'll never run out of work. So thank you for choosing to come to MLS. 99% of our people are referred. So we know that you're a quality, hardworking person before you even get started, because somebody that we already value and appreciate has recommended you to come join us. So thank you. That being said, we're all volunteers. Nobody has to come to work here. It is a choice. You're making a choice, as well as I make that choice every day. Andrea, Brian, Tony, they all make that choice every single day. So make sure that if you're making that choice, then you're passionate about it. So come to work, ready to go to work, ready to learn, ready to deliver, right? If you don't feel that way, if you're just coming to work to kind of check a box and get a paycheck, then you're probably with the wrong organization. But that'll soon become very apparent. So you volunteer to come to work, but it goes both ways. You don't have to come here, and we don't have to let you. So if you're a person who is not self-motivated or whatever it takes, then a turbine deck is probably not the right career choice for you. Call me anytime, we can talk about it. But we are glad you're here, and we hope that you're that person that's passionate and ready to go to work and willing to learn. So we have a couple of simple core principles that you probably need to understand. The first one is availability. We are expected to be available 24/7, round the clock. So the customer's turbine goes down, they expect us to come there and help them. So availability is our key core principle. So we are typically on the turbine deck every day at 7, and you'll hear me say it a million times, on time is late. Make sure you're there, ready to work, and at 7 o'clock, if that's the start time, then you are ready, standing in line, ready to go. A lot of us have military background, so it becomes very apparent. You should be ready to go. On time is late. So don't be straggling in there at 6:59 if start time 7. All right. There are always challenges. We appreciate that and understand that, but it becomes pretty apparent who's chronically unable to show up on time and who had a bad day or had a rough night or something like that. So we are a very compassionate organization. We are helpful to a fault, but the expectation is that we're all dedicated and we all want to help each other be successful. So make sure you appreciate that and you act appropriately. So the second thing is professionalism. We are professionals at what we do. We expect you to be a professional. We fully expect that when you're professional, that you treat yourself, others, customers, everybody with respect in the way you act, your appearance, both your presentation and your conduct. So, sorry, I got some notes to work off of, but you work for Mohawk Labor Services. We work for MD&A. If you don't have an MD&A shirt on, then have a shirt on that has nothing on it. But do not think you're going to come to work for us and wear your field corps, your whatever, tradesman shirt, whatever it is. Please be respectful. We appreciate your hard work, and hopefully you appreciate us as an organization. But we understand everybody comes from different backgrounds. I don't wear my old GE stuff when I come to work here. I don't wear my international paper stuff when I come to work here. I don't wear my Ingersoll Rand stuff when I come to work here. I wear MD&A stuff or stuff that is non-labeled. It's just, it's respect. That's all. Your presentation, how you conduct yourself, on the turbine deck, conduct yourself as a professional. And that's not hard, right? We do have fun. We do joke around a lot. We do enjoy, the people we work with, and it becomes very apparent. But maintain a level of professionalism when you're on the turbine deck, even when you're not, even outside work. It should flow through in everything you do. But I talked about appearance a little bit, but the appearance isn't just you. It's the way your tools are organized, the way you show up. It's the stickers you choose to put on your toolbox. Quite honestly, not to be judgmental, but it's stickers you choose to put on your truck, right? If you're not proud of that, if your mom wouldn't be proud of that sticker you put on your truck, then maybe you should make different choices. So just, some of them are funny, I'll give you that, but you're a professional and you want to be treated that way, then you have to command that type of respect. And the last thing is competence. We expect everybody to be competent at the level of work that they perform. Whether you're a brand new mechanic, you're just learning the tools, or you've been a mechanic for 30 years. It doesn't matter to me. You need to be competent at the level you are and looking to learn and looking to develop. That's simple. We are here to help you learn, but you need to work hard, ask questions, and you're either learning or teaching. You can hear that from me all the time. If you know something, then you should teach others that. If you don't know something, then ask somebody to help you out and learn. So every day you're either learning or teaching. So that will help you with your competence, and it will help the rest of our team as well. We learn on the job. Everybody does. So without people giving instruction and helping, we have professionals that do it, Roger, Tristan, and we do trainings every summer to try to brush people up on skill sets and improve, but you have to learn on the job, so make sure that you're asking questions. When it comes to safety, we expect everybody to work safely. It's part of the professionalism. If you can't work safely on a turbine deck, then you're not a professional mechanic. You're out there just swinging it, cowboy, whatever term you want to use. But as a professional, you should be able to work safely in hazardous conditions. So we have very hazardous conditions how we work. We have heavy things flying through the air. We're using big tools. You should respect those tools and be able to use them safely as a professional in the trade. You're using a 1-inch impact. You're a professional. You're not somebody who doesn't know what they're doing going out there with a 1-inch impact and trying to bust off some cast nuts. So please be respectful, be professional, be safe. Follow guidelines. Everybody here has at least OSHA 10 under their belt. If you don't have OSHA 10, you can't work for us. So you learn a lot in OSHA 10, but follow the guidelines. There's some simple things like, harnesses over 6 feet. Most customers want them over 4. Just put it on, right? Safety glasses, hard hats, steel-toed boots, all the things, confined space, lockout, tagout, all those things you learned in OSHA 10, follow them all. Don't take shortcuts. Don't think nobody's watching. If somebody has to watch you, you're the wrong person. You shouldn't be there. You're going to hurt yourself or somebody else. So it's pretty simple. Just follow the guidelines that are laid out there for you. We do training. Every customer does training. There's no reason that you should be able to say, well, I didn't know, because everything's covered. We do safety topics every day, listen to them, and be respectful of them. We learn things from our failures, and we need other people to learn from our mistakes as well. Let's see. It's kind of a funny one, but stay fit and healthy. Come to work prepared, ready to work. It's your body's probably the most complex and the most important tool you have. So take care of it. Be in shape. I can't tell you how many times I've whack my hand or stub my toe or, drop from a height or whatever it might be. But if you're in better shape, you bounce better. It's just the way it is. So take care of yourself, and you'll have less injuries, no doubt. If you're in poor shape, then you're in the wrong field. We deal with heavy equipment. We are carrying around heavy tooling every day. If you can't pick up a 50 or 75 pound, you can't swing a 20-pound sledgehammer if you're not in shape. So, and we need that. We need that every day. So take care of yourself. You'll see some guys out there that'll just amaze you. And it's important to them. It should be important to you. Expect the unexpected when it comes to safety. And that means we have teams that go out there and look at all of the things we work on. And we have a line of fire team to look at, where people get hurt, pinched fingers, sprained ankles, things like that, strains. Anyway, make sure that you are prepared to what we call fail safely. Sockets break, right? Air hoses let loose. All kinds of things, rigging fails. Fail safely. So if rigging is going to fail, make sure you're not under load. It's pretty simple. It's one of our, one of the first things you learn from OSHA 10. If an air hose lets loose, we all have them kind of strapped down, and they all have lanyards on them. Every tool you have should have a lanyard on it. You should use a tool holder every time you can. So fail safely, right? You miss with a sledgehammer, you're holding a tool handle, a tool holder, nobody cares. You miss with a sledgehammer and you're holding the chisel, or your buddy's holding it, then somebody's going to be going to the hospital, and that is unacceptable. That's not, if you're a professional, right, that should not happen. So be safe, fail safely, and say thank you. It's probably one of the most important things. Just say thank you. Somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, you're not, make sure you go get your harness on, or put your safety glasses on, or whatever it is." The only thing you can say, or I think you should rig that differently. The only thing you can say is thank you. Slow down, stop, reassess what you're doing. Say thank you because they cared enough to bring it up to your attention. If they didn't care, they just sit back and say, "Let's watch this guy drop that on his foot." That's not the way we operate. So say thank you, reassess, and either come to an understanding with that other person on why you're doing it the right way or why you should adjust what you're doing. But either way, thank you is the right answer when anybody corrects you for a safety or quality reason. All right? And the last thing I want to talk about is quality. We own what we do every day, soup to nuts. Once we touch something, we own it until we touch it again. So we do rebuilds for customers, and we come back 5 years later, and every time somebody comes back and says, this thing was put together in a way that's a little bit challenging, I said, well, before we raise an issue, who put it together that way? Did we, or are we following behind somebody else? And 9 times out of 10, we're following behind ourselves. So it may be another engineer, another crew, another millwright, whatever, but we do every job as if you're gonna come back and work on it again. Don't shortcut it, don't, kind of cob it up, be proud of what you do, be a professional. We typically follow ourselves to the next outage. Mistakes are made. The worst thing you can do is not own up to it or try to hide it. If you make a mistake, whether you strip a bolt or bend a bucket or whatever it is, it's terrible. Raise your hand and say, "I made a mistake, and can somebody help me out?" Because we can fix anything. You'll find out we have the capacity to fix absolutely anything, and MD&A is 100% committed to making sure that we leave the customer's equipment in better shape than we found it. And there are many jobs we don't make money on because we had a significant issue and we had to fix it. But we will not walk away from a unit, and we will not let our unit fail. So if you make a mistake, own up to it, we will fix it. And then lastly, defer to the engineer, the superintendent, your foreman, a higher class millwright, or the customer if you have a question or concern. If there's 3 ways to do something and you think you should do it one way, another guy thinks you should do it another way, and the last guy wants you to do it the 3rd way, come to agreement amongst the 3 of you, or go to the engineer or superintendent and say, which way would you like this done? If somebody asks you to do something and you don't think it's right, and they're the engineer or they're the customer or they're the superintendent, unless it's unethical, illegal, or immoral, you defer to their judgment. You can explain your position, explain why you think it should be done a different way. If you can't come to an agreement and the engineer wants you to do a certain way, then unless it's unethical, illegal, or immoral, that's the way you're gonna do it, or unsafe. Sorry about that, that's the most important one. If you think it's unsafe, you have every reason to stop the line. There is nothing anybody should ask you to do that you feel compromises your health and safety. So that's kind of it on the brief points I wanted to bring up. Again, thank you very much for choosing to join Mohawk Labor Services. We very much appreciate your choice. Like I said, it is a choice for everybody, and your choice to come invest in your career with us is something we don't take lightly. So again, thank you. I'm Gene. If you ever want to get a hold of me, everybody knows how to find me. Just ask. So, and I'll be out there on the turbine decks and hopefully work side by side with you one of these days. So appreciate it. Have a great day. Any questions, call. Thanks.